good evening, and welcome to another edition of the Home Service Live. Hope you're all well. Hope you've all had a good week and all that shenanigans. Good evening, chat. Good evening, spanners. Betty, BFG, good evening, sire. Hello, everybody on the replay.
Good evening, Gaffer. Good evening, Stephen. And hello, every matey bloody peeps in it.
Are you all right?
Yes.
Finally breathing. Now I'm out of work. So
Yeah, I can appreciate that one.
He's half pissed.
I've only had a couple of cans.
A couple of cans of what?
I think it was just before you came on air, Mark. It was like, she said, look, 2 cans of went to my head.
Oh, you can do though, can't you? You can have just 2. Ooh. You feeling comfy and warm?
Oh, the ears are burning nicely. Thank you.
Oh, lovely. Oh, it's a nice feeling that. You just know that 2 more, you're going to be pissed.
Yeah. But I need to go to the toilet. Oh, too late.
Too late.
I've got the warm fuzzy feeling again.
Excuse me, I need to wring my socks out.
Yes, I think it was the Havana Dawn.
Yes, it was the Havana, love.
Mm.
Thank you.
Well, this evening, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a slightly, would we say format? Slightly. We've got little topics. They're nothing major topics. What we've got is 3 topics that we're going to be talking about tonight. And all 3 of us have got our own little topic that we're going to be talking. That'll be kicking off about 8 o'clock. So BFG, he's going to be talking about modern music. We've got Betty, he's going to be talking about the reboot of Hellboy, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about John Wick. Then roughly around about the 1:30 mark, we will be doing the Johnny's Juice giveaway, so you could be one of those lucky people to win the full range of Johnny's Juice in 10ml bottles. So want to give Project Vapes a big shout out for that one. Thank you very much.
Massive.
So that's what this evening is going to be about.
Especially given for the giveaway, how quick.
Oh yeah, they don't mess.
That was ridiculous.
Must have been sitting outside his door with a bag like that. There you go.
What's that? Prawn crackers, fried rice. Thank you.
Candy ground for Mongo.
Trust me, they're quicker than blooming Deliveroo.
That's scary.
Hey, that could be a new thing, couldn't it?
What?
Just vape.
Until some bugger turns up with a can.
Can you imagine him and I on scooters with open face crash helmets with a little pizza box to buy? Here's a bottle of juice, mate.
Yeah, Blue Raz, you're not going to like it. Here you go.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, can you remember Salford?
Yes.
He was literally from where is Salford? No, it wasn't. Where is Salford? No, it wasn't Salford. What were his name now? Anyway, he was from Salford, and he was going to do a vape shop in a van and go, you know, like how you used to get your ice cream van, or
Yeah, I remember something like that.
yeah, and he was going to call it Vandy Vapes.
That's brilliant.
I know. I always thought the name was brilliant, Vandy Vapes.
Can you imagine it? Yeah, mister, can I have a 10-piece single and a match? No, bugger off.
And what does your wee pal want? A swatch at your
I still chuckle at that. Hey, go on then. Talk.
He's going to kill me now. What his name was? I was going to book me that. He's donkey.
He'll come to you.
Yeah, I know. It's donkey's years since I've seen him. Are you going to say hello to chat then?
I certainly am, especially seeing as we're getting comments like, who remembers Fanny Craddock saying, now you know how to make sausage that tastes just like Johnny's.
And hope your donuts all taste like, turn out like Fanny's.
That's it. Little bro, thank you. Telford. I will close.
Right, let's go in. Evening, little bro. Right, we've got Adam Stone. Good evening, sir. Ben M, how are you doing? Dude. Bill Richards, darling. Hello. Billy Lee.
Huggles.
What was that?
Dawn W. Hello.
Extra Huggles.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Lexi M's, dude.
Die finit.
He has had a drink, hasn't he? You can tell.
I was just waiting.
You ride a vapor. Good evening, sir. How are you? Grateful Ants. Good evening. And our winner from last week, John Vaping Joker. I hope you're thoroughly enjoying those, dude. It is a surpriser when they come as 3 mil. Just as a reminder, for those that didn't spot it on the labelling, the sample packs do come mixed at 3 mil.
Yes.
But they are only 10 mil bottles, so we are perfectly legal and all the rest of it. Jane Dowd. Ding dong. Good evening. John Vaping Joke. Well, by me, Jane, you threw me. You jumped on top of John. Right.
Whoa. Easy, dagger.
The inimitable master of ceremonies. The little bro that vapes. Good evening, sir.
Fist bump and huggles. Love to the kitty winks.
Liz Cavalcade, queen of the beaded curtain. Hello.
Rattle, 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 rattle.
Mark H. GVL, good evening, and I hope you've had a good day behind the counter, sir. Mick Blizzard, a pleasure as always, sir.
Mick.
Noel, the lazy satyr.
Huggles.
Some geezer called SoulOhm, he gets everywhere. Vapor Bunny.
Hashtag.
Oh. And Vapor Queen Becky. Oh, Norse Vapor. You slipped in my back door there, dude. Good evening, sir. And Michael Meek. Another backdoor entrance. Good evening. Blimey, my back door's popular tonight. What?
I can see this evening turning into carry on home service.
Not a chance, dear boy. Not a chance. No. Tyler the Vapor. Good evening, dude.
Fist bump. Tyler the Vapor.
I thought he said Taylor the Vapor.
The way my eyes are at the minute, I possibly did. Tyler. No, Tyler.
Vapor Pony turned around and said, BFG, I do hope your back door is well lubed, my friend.
I did, and Pasty. I couldn't forget you, darling. Rose.
Getting a revolving door fitted to his arse.
Oh.
Did I say that out loud?
You did,
I'm not a tart.
You
got to
said
take me
that.
for dinner first.
I never said you were a tart. A good time, boy.
No, real men don't use lube, they use Swarfuga.
Spry crisp and
Swarfiga, that has crunchy bits in it.
That's why real men use it. Oh, yes.
All right.
Daily Bops, good evening. Slips in with WD-40. I say, lady of class.
So we had a birthday.
Did. You did, you old fart.
fucking that's ageism. There's no need for that. I'm away put a complaint into the HR department. You fucking baldy prick. Yes.
How dare you?
How very dare you? Yes, I did. I turned 45 on Tuesday.
45. Did you honestly just say 45?
Yeah, plus VAT.
Oh, bless you.
So everybody in chat, please wish our wonderful Betty a happy birthday, please.
Happy birthday to
You. Happy birthday to
you.
Happy birthday,
Birthday,
dear Betty. Happy
birthday to you.
Thank you very much. Can I blow the candles out now?
You certainly can. Hey,
We'll save
Corona.
that for next time we're up, mate.
Any more candles in that cake will burn a fucking house down.
Any more candles on that cake and I'm bringing that door that needs stripping. The paint will be...
That's one thing that I can totally agree with you, Pasty. You're still a youngster.
Indeed. Arnie, good evening, dude.
Fist bump.
Kaz, I don't think you're on the list. Apologies. Buggles.
Buggles.
Right. I think we've got everybody on that.
I think you have. So how's you two's week been? Obviously, Mr. Birthday Boy, you've been celebrating. I know you're still not very well.
Yeah, I've been all right. I've been all right this week-ish. Still got the labyrinthitis, what the fuck you call it. Certainly not as bad as it's been, but yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed my birthday on Tuesday. Jules spoiled me as per usual, so yeah, it's been good.
I can't believe how close all our birthdays are together.
I know.
But yeah, it's a very short period, really, for three people.
But yours is in December, I'm in January, this is in February.
That just gives us fucking 9 months to save up again.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, couple more backdoor entrants. Lord Badass, good evening.
Fist bump.
Did Arnie.
Did you do Nikki?
Nikki, apologies.
Hello.
Nikki, how you doing, dude? Right. January's the best birthday month.
January is the best birthday month, yeah, I've got to admit. Don't know why.
Well, I'm just amazed how many birthdays are around February. I mean, does this mean people are getting a bit thrutchy towards the end of March? You know,
Well, obviously, isn't it? Yeah.
the old spring sap's rising. Say no more.
What?
Oh, nice one, Vapor Queen.
9 years, nice one. Congratulations.
Congratulations. November's the best birthday month. I'd go with that, Bunny. December's a very close second. What? Bless.
So what have you been up to then?
Me, very little, mate. Work, and nearly falling out my chair there.
Yeah, I've been pretty much work, and a bit more work.
Yeah, I mean, I had kids at the weekend, so we've been rediscovering some classic PS3 games. Did you ever play Pain?
No.
Basically, it's like you load the human equivalent of a crash test dummy into a giant catapult and then try and injure it as much as possible. My daughter loved this game, but I'm hoping she didn't appreciate what some of the injuries were, because there's one called sack hacky and various other, and it's where you slam your crotch into a brick wall or a wire or something like that.
And this is what you're letting your children play.
But they are 19 and 21. I think they're old enough to be playing this stuff. I didn't let them play it when they were 7 and 6, but 7 sounds like an old price, doesn't it? How much is that? 7 and 6.
7 and 6.
But yes, we had a great time, and then Dawn and I thoroughly enjoyed throwing somebody against a brick wall on Sunday. So.
Computer games. I used to be into computer games, but I haven't played a computer game. I think literally the last game I played as a proper, all the way through to the end of it, was The Undying by Clive Barker on PC.
Bloody hell, that's going back a bit.
I know. I can't help it. I just haven't got time to play them.
There is a really good one called Gang Beasts. It's available on the PS Plus. And basically, it's like a battle royale, but with little squidgy dolls.
Mm.
But it's led to the classic line, Finn, stop feeding your sister into that meat grind.
Well, I've got you to thank, Mr. Hodgson. I downloaded Worms.
It's good, isn't it? Oh, Gailey.
Faxi, no.
Me menopause and Xbox games, not a good combination. Controller nearly went out the window again. You have a habit of throwing things that annoy you out the window, Gailey. That was always the classic line from the bitches. You know, what did you reckon to it? Went out the bloody window.
I've still got my PS1 and it's chipped, and Faxi keeps on trying to nick it off me.
Yeah,
No is the answer. No.
Neil.
I've got my Metal Gear Solid for that, so and me Thrill Kill.
Well, not on topic tonight, but just a quick recommendation. If you ever played Final Fantasy VII and you enjoyed it, for God's sakes, get your hands on the remake. With the HD graphics. Takes it to a completely new level.
Yeah, I used to play Final Fantasy.
I'm trying to think. I think the last game I actually completed was Abe's Odyssey, Oddworld.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was the last game I ever completed, and that's going back a good few years now.
I know somebody else that's got a thing for Oddworld. Yes, she's in chat somewhere.
I'm going to have to dig my PS out and start playing it again.
There are some really good games.
Well, I've got them folding CD cases you can buy. Well, I've got one of them full of PS1 games.
So did I.
We used to go on Car Boot and buy them on Car Boot because obviously mine were chipped.
So was mate. Oh,
well.
See, I've got a soft hacked PS3, so I can play all these on mine. Fabulous.
Yeah, that new Hogwarts Legacy or something. I think it's called. It does look good, I must admit.
Yeah, it does look, the graphics look ace on that.
Bought it. Showed me the graphics. It is stunning. The amount of movement in it is brilliant. I mean, when you think back to when we were teenagers, if you were playing a game, there was a fixed path and you had to follow it. This thing, you can go all over the place. It's stunning.
My first recollection actually playing a video game is the old tennis, remember?
Oh, Pong?
Yes, Pong.
Oh, I was mad on Defender. I spent a lot of money on Defender.
I think I went to it was a high school friend of mine. He had a computer at home. It wasn't just a games console. It was a computer. I think it was a Commodore 64 or so. I can't remember what the hell it was. But anyway, you put the tape in, yeah. And he had a game called, I think it was called Cloudbuster or Cloud Busting. It was called, and that was something that blew me away with the graphics on that. We were used to playing on the old bloody fucking Pong.
Yeah.
I'm like,
me and our Aiden used to play on his Spectrum. Oh, what were it? Spectrum.
Manic Miner.
Oh no, we used to play this. Some Rockstar ate my hamster or something like that, and you had to be a rockstar.
Oh no, Freddy fucking Star. And
then there was another one where it was like a mining core, and there was a bloke called Jasper Prune. Well, I had our Aiden in absolute hysterics because I kept on saying, "We're all doomed with Jasper Prune." He was only little at the time.
The Sega Mega Drive stuff. I've got a couple of emulators on the old PS3, and it's surprising how many good games are on that.
Oh, I used to love playing Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega Mega Drive.
Never had a Sega.
Fee, when you say old Atari, are you talking the ST or the old 2600 Atari? Remember that with the fake plastic wood?
Yeah, but that was the one you put the big fucking cassette things in the top, wasn't it?
In the cartridge, yeah.
Looked like an 8-track.
Oh, it was brilliant. That was proper class, that was. The uncle had one.
What was the one with the Ferrari?
What? Outrun?
That's it, Outrun. Used to like that one.
Well, I used to, yeah, when you crashed it in like a Joshua tree, it went all black and the car tumbled over and it was a bright orange and yellow flash and shit. I can remember that one too.
Yeah, but the music on that, especially in the arcade, that was take your breath away time.
I mean, it's like Street Fighter and that, like playing it in arcades. Yeah.
Oh, it's totally different from playing it at home.
Oh, I don't, because I walked in CEX and they've got a big arcade joystick for the PS3. I so nearly walked out with that. 6-button, the old-fashioned arcade-style joystick with the big red vinyl knob on top. They wanted
what was it? Was it Donkey Kong they put in? It was like a tabletop.
Donkey Kong used to be on tabletop, and also Pac-Man.
Pac-Man, you used to be able to get a tabletop version of Missile Command.
Asteroids.
Defender was tabletop.
In fact, Asteroids obviously had the big ball as well, into it, in the middle.
Yeah, because you used to position it, you put your whatever it was. I can remember playing another one. It was like you could pick what kind of hero you wanted to be. You were either a dwarf, a male warrior, a female warrior, or
Gauntlet.
I can't remember what it was called. You were going through the maze and things like that, and you were bashing the shit out of everything. I've never seen such power.
Yes, Gauntlet. I spent pounds on that.
Fuck yeah.
Oh man, I mean, there's some of them, some of the Japanese stuff. I mean, 1942.
Oh God, 1942! I forgot about that.
Very simple game, but by God, you couldn't put it down. Oh, Grizz, don't be telling me that, man. You can buy the tabletop games table with thousands of games on. And speaking of which, can we all have a bow for the great Grizz?
Oh.
The Geordie God. Sorry, not Geordie. Is he a Macam or a Geordie? Geordie. I'm going with.
You got to be careful when you.
He'll soon let you know.
He will if I've called him a Macam and he's not. I'll be in for a kicking, man. Dungeon Master Classic, that was a good one. Lemmings. The best bit about Lemmings.
I was never a fan of Lemmings.
Oh, let's go.
Tell you another one. I used to enjoy. Was it Dig Dug?
Grizz.
I used to enjoy that one. Dig Dug.
Dig Dug. I just like hearing you say that.
What?
Dig Dug.
Dig Dug.
Dig Dug.
No, I never played it in a corner shop.
Stop it.
Well, technically I did, because the little arcade shop up from us, it actually was a corner shop, to be honest. They had half a dozen arcade games in the back.
I used to love Metal Gear Solid.
Never played Police Notes.
No, I haven't.
I love Metal Gear, especially for the cardboard box.
I used to love it because there was so many little nuances in the game. It was so like when the girl was in jail and you crawled through the duct tins. If you went back, she was naked.
I'd say.
What was the name of the game?
Metal Gear Solid. The original. I played that game for hours, absolute hours. That.
I think that the thing I love about the gaming is I can go back to old classics like Rainbow Island. Because my son wasn't around when Rainbow Island was a big thing, you can introduce him to the games that you loved as a kid. And 9 times out of 10, you find that the kids really enjoy playing it. Not because it's flashy graphics or anything, but the gameplay was brilliant.
That's what it's about, though, isn't it? It's the gameplay and it's the immersion of it.
Oh, My Little Computer People. That was awesome in its day. It was the first time that anything had invented its own little language. And you could almost torture this little dude. He was great. Yes, Rainbow Island was brilliant. New Zealand Story, which was Rainbow Island 2. That was such a bugger of a game. See, me and Grizz are on the same level on that one. The little yellow chick riding around on a cloud firing crossbows at people. Nothing to do with the pills.
And yes, V, I did that as well. Tetris. I used to love Tetris.
Oh, Escape from Monkey Island. That was the first game I ever played on the PC, and it was so worth it just for the cartoon-style graphics. The graphics were very similar to Dragon's Lair. That sort of feel to them.
Yeah.
Not as good, obviously, but Titus the Fox, another classic. There was one I used to play on the PS1. It was a tank game, but it had a hip-hop background. And
I used to play a lot of snowboarding as well on PS. You know, a bit like your Tony Hawks and things like that, but snowboarding, I used to love doing that one.
There was a couple of really good snowboarding games for the PS2. The Darkness was another really good game on, I think the first one was on PS2, and then The Darkness 2 was on PS3. They were just straight out of the comic. It's absolutely brilliant. You do realise talking about games you'll have trouble shutting Grizz up.
Well, that actually times it perfect. Betty, you're on. It is your subject of the week.
I'm on what?
Your subject of the week.
Oh, right, okay.
I ought to start making bumpers now, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
It's Betty time.
It's 8 o'clock. It's Betty's topic of the week.
Yes, I just noticed this last week, I think it was the week before. It's been nearly 20 years since we saw the first Hellboy on the big screen. With Guillermo del Toro, with the first Hellboy with Ron Perlman.
Because it's been 20 years.
Nearly
Shit.
Nearly 2 years. 20 years, sorry. So, yeah, so Del Toro did 2 outings, as you guys probably know, with Hellboy and then Hellboy the Golden Army. And then it kind of fell by the wayside. Although Ron Perlman was up for playing Hellboy again, even at the age of 71, he was still up for playing it because he thought the trilogy needed to be finished. But it never ever happened. It never got anywhere. So then we came around with the reboot, which was what, 2019, I think it was.
Do you know I still haven't seen that?
I'll tell you what, I enjoyed the reboot because it was closer to the comic.
Yes, it was, but I still think the script was a bit let it down. It was a flop.
Yeah.
Technically it was a flop. Because I think they pumped something like $200 million into making it, and it only made 250 million. So the production company says, well, we won't be making any more. But we had David Harbour as Hellboy this time around, and Ian McShane as Professor, what's his face? Hellboy's father, basically. I'm not a big fan of Ian McShane, but anywho. But I mean, it wasn't a bad movie, but it didn't seem to grab you as much as the 2 Del Toro ones.
I thoroughly enjoyed them.
So
I thought the first one was better than the second one, I've got to admit.
Yeah. And I was hoping that Del Toro would take the reins again and finish his trilogy, but obviously it's not to be. So it was announced.
Can I make a comparison? I know this sounds really stupid, but the first one kind of had that feel of Raiders of the Lost Ark type, you know, with the Germans and that lot, and also Captain America.
Oh, the Lobster.
The Lobster?
In the comic, Hellboy's origin story, the Lobster appears, and he's basically a rip-off of Captain America. But he brands the Nazis with a lobster claw.
Well, I was thinking more of the Marvel universe. It's both of them have got that kind of feel with the Germans and that lot. Just put that in there.
Yeah, no, I tend to agree. I mean, because it was obviously set around about, the paranormal and things like that. Whereas the second movie brought in kind of fairies and elves and shit like this. But it was obviously Del Toro's legacy, I suppose, because when he did Pan's Labyrinth, it was the exact same. I mean, the effects and the graphics in that were absolutely amazing. So he brought all that to obviously Hellboy: The Golden Army. But as I say, the second reboot starring David Harbour just didn't. It was entertaining, don't get me wrong, but it just didn't. It was, to me, it was all over the place. Anywho, so they announced last week that, guess what, we're getting reboot number 2. But the difference this time is the comic's original creator, Mike Mignola, is involved in writing the script. So apparently the new reboot movie is being called, or the title's been bandied about as Hellboy: The Crooked Man, which is based on one of the comics. So
is it going to be an origin story, or is it just going to be a continue?
No, I don't think so. I think it's going to be a separate story altogether. I don't know if it's going to be an origin story or not. Or what well, to be honest, with the origin story kind of really started for the first one. But you saw where he basically came from. He came through the portal from the Nazi fucking thing that Rasputin fucked up. So yeah, excuse me. The new film, apparently Hellboy and a rookie BRPD agent are stranded in 1950s rural Appalachia. And there they discover a small community haunted by witches, led by a local devil with a troubling connection to Hellboy's past, the Crooked Man. So whether it's going to be an origin story or it's going to go back to an earlier part of Hellboy's existence, whether it's going to be in this realm or, whether it's going to be in Earth or it's going to be back when he was a child or whatever, that's yet to be released. Unless anybody out there's read the comics, the Crooked Man was an original comic by Mignola, so if anybody out there's read it, you know more than I do. But it is going to be, hopefully, fingers crossed, different for the last 3, because the creator is going to be involved in the writing of this. And apparently it's now, I think it's this month that it's starting to be filmed in Europe. So give it possibly the tail end of next year. We should see the reboot of Hellboy back on our screens again.
Is that going to be a cinema release, do you think, or is it going to be a
streaming? The talk is that they're a bit kind of mixed up about it, whether they're going to stream it or they're actually going to put it in the cinema. But they still haven't named who Hellboy is going to be yet either.
Right.
So that's still to be disclosed. I would love to see Perlman back doing it.
Yeah, I would, to be honest.
I would love to see him doing it, but I don't know whether he would. He said himself he's 71 years of age, but he would love to do it again. But whether it would do it with somebody else, or he still wants to do it with Del Toro, I don't know. And the thing is, the director who's involved in it is where am I now? What's his name? Is a guy called Brian Taylor. Apparently, he's best known for Jason Statham's action movie Crank. But he was also involved in a couple of bombers as well. And one of the main ones I can think of was Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance, which was a fucking disaster.
Yeah. I mean, everyone slates the first one, but I did enjoy the first one.
I thought the first one was good, yeah. The second one was just absolute pants.
Yeah.
But we just need to wait and see, and fingers crossed that we're going to see a decent reboot this time. Because either that, if it's not, if it doesn't work this time, then I think you'll never see another Hellboy movie.
I think there's always been that problem with Hellboy, and it's same with the original Spider-Man. Spider-Man always had that problem. There was never a good enough film. And it's sort of like a shame because I always thought Hellboy, especially the first one, I really enjoyed that. I mean, considering, like you said, it's 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that film still stands up now.
Yeah. I only watched it the other night as well.
I'm going to have to
I heard this was coming out. I thought...
Is it on streaming, the reboot one? Should be, shouldn't it?
Yeah, Netflix, I think.
Yeah.
I think it was on Netflix, yeah.
I'll have to watch that.
I mean, God almighty, when Mo from fucking EastEnders was in it working in a chip shop, you're like...
Yeah, but she didn't have wield a shotgun.
So, what do you guys out there in Chatland? I mean, what do you think? Do you think it's...
I think Liz is going over my knee.
Do you think they're scraping the bottom of the barrel here by giving it another reboot, or do you think it's worth it, or do you think reboots are all done and dusted with these days? Hold on, guys, my computer's went funny.
It went what?
It's went funny. I've lost everything. Hold on. Shit.
Liz points out, why do the numbers say 2202 2023? Shouldn't it be 2302 2023?
It should be 230223.
We actually did it deliberately just to see if anybody was reading it.
Yes. Congratulations, Liz. You are the only one that spotted that.
Welcome to the No Prize Award.
Yes, congratulations. Next time I see you, you'll get an extra hug for that one. Thank you. I'll update it after its show. I'm sorry.
How dare you, madam? Do I get an extra huggle? Cheeky.
Yes, you always get an extra huddle. Definitely. Saying that, considering how many years I've been doing this, I think one mistake for the day is not too bad.
Yes, Pasty, she won the No Prize.
Oh, dear. Yeah, it's funny that... what are you expecting out of the reboot of Hellboy? Oh.
Honestly, I really don't know. I'm hoping it's going to be more true to the comics.
Yeah. Well, it's like when they did Swamp Thing. I really wanted to see Alan Moore do it because he was the original writer. You know, the classic stories were written by Alan Moore. So to have the original comic book writer involved just makes so much sense.
Well, it does, doesn't it? And let's face it, they know hand on heart the proper full backstory of each character.
Well, yeah, and I mean, it's oh shit! They're actually saying they're going to be R rating it. But I hope
it needs it.
It does. It needs that horror touch, I think.
Yeah.
It needs to be more grittier, more darker, rather than being child friendly, I suppose.
When you look,
it needs to get back to its roots. Put it that way.
Yeah. When you look at the comic, the artwork was never standard Golden Age, Silver Age comic.
No, God, no. It's not Marvel.
No, God, no. I mean, it's an artistic interpretation. You know, a lot of the characters a lot of the time were in shadow. It wasn't amazingly detailed or anything. It was the stories that carried the comic. It was brilliant. I mean, I got into it very late. To be honest, I started picking up some of the comics after I saw the film.
Really? I was the other way around. I got comics before the film. But in fact, before I met Jan, to be honest with you. In fact, I've still got a few knocking about somewhere. It wasn't one of the biggest comic books that I got into, but I did enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, the animated Hellboys, if you've not seen those, I think it's Sword of Iron and... What's the other one?
God, I can't remember now.
They are really worth watching.
And it's the same, and they're voiced by the original cast members from the first two movies.
Really?
As Michael's just pointed out, Mando season 3 starts next week.
Yeah.
Yes, it certainly does. Can't wait.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll just need to wait and see.
I look forward to it. So best do my little topic, aren't I? I've only got a time. My mind's tiny because I think BFG's topic's going to... Yeah, so briefly, I'm looking forward to the 24th of March because John Wick 4's coming out.
Yes.
Can't wait. Well, if you don't know, the premise is at the end of Parabellum, which is John Wick 3, John Wick and the Bowery King struck a pact to take down the 12 heads of the High Table crime syndicate. Now, in this fourth installment, we see John Wick thrown a lifeline or perhaps a suicide mission when he challenged to face the table's Marcus de Gaumont in a single combat. That's the premise. Are you guys looking forward to it?
Yes.
I am, but I'm a little disappointed.
Why?
Because John Wick 4 and John Wick 5 were literally supposed to be filmed back to back. And halfway through John Wick 4, they turned around and said, nah, we're not doing 5. Not until we see how John Wick 4 does.
Well, they've had problems with John Wick 4 anyway, because John Wick 4 should have been released before Matrix Resurrection.
Yeah.
But because of obviously COVID and everything, that's why it wasn't. Then obviously Reeves had commitments to make Matrix.
See, my only concern is John Wick 4 doesn't do as well as people are hoping.
Mm.
And we end up with a massive gap at the end of the story.
Oh,
because
I can see that as well when that happens. You get that cliffhanger and you're like...
Mm.
Do you know what? If that does happen, you know what's going to happen though? They'll just say, right, we're going to make John Wick 5, and it's going to be the shortest John Wick ever. Somebody's going to buy him a new dog.
And a new car.
I'm not saying any more. Watch the trailer.
Yeah, it looks absolutely... I can't wait for it. I really can't.
Oh, too right.
Well, that's it. That was my briefing. So it's coming out on the 24th of March. So I am mega looking forward to it.
Oh, Chris has pointed out 24th March be a good day. Resident Evil 4 remake comes out on that day too. So there's a little something for everybody.
Resident Evil, is that the Millie?
Zombie horror.
Is Millie in it?
No, the
Game.
Oh,
it's
the
game, not
game.
the films.
Right, with you. I'm going to say, I didn't see that on the film.
No, I think Mila's she's hung up her keys to her BMW or whatever the hell it is and her machine guns. She's
Going
done.
back to the Hellboy, Bill's just raised a good bit. I hate child-friendly horror. Look what they did to The Crow when they remade it as Crow City of Angels.
Oh, God, yeah.
Plot and story. I wouldn't say it was clean, Bill, because the drug use in City of Angels was fairly horrific.
But then again, they're supposed to be remaking that as well.
Yeah.
Now,
Well, saying that the City of Angels was more of like a Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
it was. But I still say The Crow didn't. A great film. Loved the film. The Crow is one of my favourite films. The Tattoo tells you why. Still wasn't a patch on the comic.
Well, I mean, you're always going to... It doesn't matter what film it is. You're always going to say that. Always, no matter what. It's like, well, it were a good film, but it wasn't as good as the book. We're always going to say that because of a comic and a book can put a lot more emphasis in it than a 90-minute film can, or a 160-minute film.
But do you know what puts me off some of the reboots and things like that is when the original film comes out, they've got a specific actor in mind to play that character, and that actor nails that.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, that person will nail that character dead. That's it in a nutshell. And then they decide to do a reboot and put somebody totally different in it. You go, I mean, I've just googled there who's playing Eric Draven, and I went, no.
See, I have a problem with Batman because of that. They're always changing the Batman. I think the only Batman that I really do like as Batman was the reboots of Batman. What's his name? Oh, he had Bane in it as well. Batman Begins and all that mods.
The Welsh dude, what's his name?
The
Bale.
mechanic.
Yeah, Bale. Was it?
Christian Bale.
Bale.
Him. I liked his Batman. The others, nah.
See, I love Michael Keaton's Batman.
I liked Michael Keaton Batman, but I thought, even though I like the Joker, I thought that Joker was silly.
Oh, he should never have played.
He should never have played the Joker.
Nicholson, he was unhinged enough.
Mm-hmm.
The eye of the mind makes them aware.
Yeah, but it was all very cartoony.
Well, yeah, it was.
But I think that was the reasoning behind it. It was supposed to be cartoony. I think that's how he did it. That was how Tim Burton perceived it. It was cartoony. He was wanting to take the cartoon and put it on the big screen. I think that's how he did that.
Well, he took the TV series and put it on the big
no,
screen.
it wasn't camp.
A big handful of grit.
It wasn't West Camp Batman, but it was just. Batman's dark. Batman is not a light-hearted Marvel film. It's a dark. Real Batman is dark.
And that's why I quite admire Ben Affleck's version of it.
Yeah, I didn't mind Ben Affleck. I've got to admit, but I think Christian Bale was way better.
Bale, I think, was better. Affleck was just too, too polished.
I've got to swallow my pride, though, because Shiny Vampire actually made a pretty good Batman year one.
Yeah, I must take my hat off to that. He did. Val Kilmer was a good Batman.
Didn't like Kilmer.
No.
I did. I thought he brought a kind of a certain suaveness to the character of Bruce Wayne.
He did, but he didn't bring anything to Batman.
Nice bum.
Fuck off.
Can we just look at Alicia Silverstone in that suit? Yeah. Do you know who's playing fucking Eric Draven?
Go on.
Bill Skarsgård, better known as It, Pennywise.
Him?
No.
Yep.
Now, fair enough. In the comics, Draven is a quite feminine male. But no. No. Just no.
No. No.
He's tall and lanky. Find somebody that looks a bit more goth, for God's sakes. Yeah. No. Now, the geezer they got to play Sandman in Netflix, he'd make a bloody good Eric Draven.
Right, are we going to do the giveaway first and then we'll get on to your topic, sir?
Yes, certainly, sir. Little
right,
early.
I will put this on the screen. Well, I'll do this one. This is the keyword. There we go. That's in there. And I'll just put this up. There you go. If you would like to win the complete range in 10ml bottles of Johnny's Juice, all you have to do is put your name, there's Johnny Juice, in the chat now. Right, Johnny's Juice sample pack. The sample contains the complete JJ menu in 10ml bottles. Terms and condition, it's UK residents only. Participants need to join the Johnny's Juice UK and Europe Facebook group and like and follow Project Vapes on Facebook as well. The winner needs to email me your name and address to the Ohm Service Live Show at gmail.com. There you go.
Katie, you might want to type that in again, love. Just a little help. And just a reminder, they are mixed to 3ml.
They certainly are. I think there's 30. It's either 36 or 37 10ml bottles.
John should be able to tell you how many was in his bag.
So many custards. So many custards.
Honestly, the range is fantastic. I'm on Nut House at the present moment, and in the other one, I'm on Lemon Donuts, and they are brilliant.
Nice one, Katie. I say, And they know who I am. It's Thursday.
Well, yeah, honestly, it's a fantastic prize. It really is.
Oh, it is. I mean, it's superb.
It's 38 now, yes. 38. Wow. I mean, that's not bad, is it? 38 10ml bottles.
380ml.
And by all accounts, some absolutely stunning flavours in that. I'm seeing flavours that I haven't spotted on the menu because there's so many.
Mm-hmm. There's 38 of them.
When you go over to the Facebook group, leave it. When you go over to the Facebook group, you sort of say, oh, just bought a bottle of so-and-so. It was one for the blue raspberry custard that caught my eye this evening when I went over to the group just to see what was going on. Wow.
Well, you've tried some of them, haven't you, BFG?
I've tried the banana custard. The banana custard. It's not a fresh banana. It's a foam banana. But, boy, one of the nicest ones I've had in a long time. There's a really nice vanilla custard behind it as well.
Oh, they make really nice custards. The custard is lovely. Very creamy custard, I've got to admit.
See, I've got a week off coming up next week, so I shall be trying a serious chunk. I shall.
Shall we do the draw? Shall I roll it? Or do you want me to leave it a little bit longer? I think everyone's in that's going to be in.
Three's in. I think we're pretty good. Yeah, roll it, mate.
Yeah, roll it. Roll it, roll it, roll it. Ben M, congratulations.
Well done.
Want to give, obviously, Project Vapes a big shout out and say thank you very much for sponsoring the actual show. This show has been brought to you by Project Vapes.
On his rules.
So congratulations, Ben. What you need to do, obviously, it is just up there, the address, the Ohm Service Live Show at gmail.com. If you could send me your name and address, and I will pass that on to Project Vapes. So again, fist bump to Project Vapes, and congratulations, Ben.
Indeed.
Oh, well, cheers.
So, tell you, mate, I think you're in for a good one. There's a little something in there to keep everybody happy.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's all sorts. There's a custard range. There's
range.
A fruit range. And then they've got some really unusual range as well.
There's a bourbon custard, though.
Yeah.
I've been saving that for next week.
You
like my bourbons.
Right, BFG, the floor is yours.
Right, this one is interesting. Think back to the days. You're upstairs, you're in your bedroom, and you hear that discontented voice from downstairs.
Get your hand off music. Go fucking blind. Oh, sorry.
Not that topic. Call that bloody music. That's not music, that's noise.
That's like fucking tin cans rattling.
Well, I hate to say it sounds like Dad may have a point. I've not been able to find the details for the UK market. However, the Christmas chart suggested the same thing. In the US, old songs, 18 months older than the date of the chart, and going back a number of decades, control 70% of the market. Just let that sink in. Now, this has started a lot of conversation. Is it because the music's better? Is it because the new music's crap? It doesn't touch people. It's not varied enough. Now, there's things I would argue on that and not. Wet Legs, that's fairly out there. It's not your usual Hit Factory style music, is it?
Definitely not. I like Wet Leg.
Yeah. Are the youngsters of today becoming more eclectic in their taste? It was an interesting article I found. It was in theatlantic.com. And It was for the American market. So in late 2022, American music, the old music catalog stuff had 70% of the market share. So 200 of the most popular new tracks now regularly account for less than 5% of total streams. And this got me thinking. I've listened to so many remixes of 80s music recently.
Mm.
And there's kids sat there going, have you heard this song? It's brilliant, this song. Listen to that.
Well, take Strange Things with Kate Bush running up that hill.
Yeah, Master of Puppets. Just bang, straight in the charts afterwards. There's a certain amount of, yes, it was in the TV show in that. However, then when you start looking into that, it's not just Master of Puppets that got serious downloads. Off the back of that, the Black Album.
Yeah.
Unforgiven. You know, it's all classic stuff. So the song catalogues most in demand are Bob Dylan, Paul Simon, Springsteen, Bowie or James Brown.
Really?
Yeah. Major record labels participating in the rush to buy the old catalogues. The best-selling physical format in music is the vinyl LP. That I can understand. There's something tactile about a vinyl LP.
Tactile, definitely. I know that wasn't it last year, actual CDs outsold vinyl for the first time in something daft like 20 years.
That was right at the tail end of 2022.
Yeah. People are now wanting, again, physical music, which I think is great.
I can understand it because there is something, it's not just, forget the sound quality. You can have quality and it loses the soul. With vinyl, you get the scratch, you get the hiss, you get that warmth.
It's not only that, I mean, I've said this many times before, records, irrespective of what format that you actually got them on, when the actual song was recorded, right, if you go back to sort of like your old blues records, right, they weren't using microphones, they were shouting into them in horn. And it's not only the actual song itself, it's where it was recorded, in the room it was recorded in.
Yeah.
It was the sound of the floorboards
that
resonated from it. It was the sound of the actual room that resonated. What today's music nowadays is, it is soulless for the simple reason it is all digital. It's recorded digitally. So it loses the ambience of the actual studio that they're in. You listen to a Motown song. After the first couple of seconds, you've got that Motown feel. You've got that sound. You know where that was recorded. Straight away, you can tell that is a Motown song. And it's not just the actual song itself. It's not just the music. It's how it was actually produced. And that is one of the biggest things. Nowadays, because everything's gone digital, they record digitally, they master it digitally, it loses it all. Really, completely.
There's no life and soul to it.
No.
And it's not just the feel of the music. It's the monetary cost of the music, because it's becoming fairly evident, and the data is there to back it up. Music companies do not want to take a risk. Back in the 80s, back in the 70s, you had new labels popping up everywhere. Stiff.
Mute.
4AD.
Yeah. CBS. Massive investment in new bands. You are not seeing that now.
No.
They want a return. They want a guaranteed return. And that's why a lot of them are going back to the old catalogues.
See, the thing is, though, the amount of money that is spent on a artist, it's unbelievable. You wouldn't believe how much money is spent on making an artist famous.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable, the amount of money. And it's so like, it is a mega gamble.
Yeah, and the thing is, as you say, it's a massive gamble. They can spend as much money in the world as they want, but if the people are not going to buy that artist's songs and material, then they've just fucking flushed millions and millions of dollars, pounds, whatever it is, down the pan.
Exactly. Why do that when you know you're sat in a gold mine?
But the thing is as well, what they do is when they know they've got a little bit of a gold mine going on, they say, well, this guy's going to this girl or this band, whatever it is, they're going to be great. So they sign them up for a five album contract or whatever it is. Yeah. First album sells absolutely amazing. Second album is Third album's pretty shit. Fourth album becomes a concept album. The fifth album becomes a greatest hits.
Yep.
And it's just fucking, it's slow on a roller coaster going downhill, and it doesn't get back up again.
Now I'm going to throw something else into the mix here as well. The radio
hand
stations.
Grenades. What?
Well, the radio stations aren't helping.
Oh God, no! I can't stand radios.
Back in the day, yeah, you had Radio 1, Radio 2. Radio 2 was for the old folks. Radio 1 was new stuff. I mean, I'm talking back in the 80s. You had your local radio station, which was playing mainly Motown, 50s, 60s stuff. And that was it. Now you've got absolute 80s, absolute 90s, Radio X for you indie stuff. You know, it's so fractured.
But the thing is, though, that do you not think that those kind of radio stations, they appeal to people our generation?
Yeah, demographic.
Because I said I can't listen to Likes Radio 1 anymore.
Oh God,
or
no.
even our local radio station here, because they play the same shit day in, day out. It's all that fucking Jungle Massive crap and that fucking hippity-hoppity stuff. It's fucking pish.
But that is a pale imitation of what hip-hop originally was.
Yeah. It's... there's one fucking artist, as soon as I hear his voice, I want to hammer the radio.
Lord Badass, it's inevitable that CDs sound much better than MP3s. MP3s are a compressed audio file.
FLAC. Great quality.
It's still compressed.
Yeah. The MP3 is only 320.
If any's, I don't know, if any's out there have got Netflix and like you two guys, your late 70s, early 80s goth culture, have a look at Lockwood & Co. on Netflix.
Yes. He's good.
I was like that. No fucking way that's what I think as it's playing in the background, then it panned around and there was a fucking poster on the wall. I went, that's who it is it's playing. So we had Bauhaus in the first episode.
Yep.
Two or three Bauhaus songs in the first episode, and they're playing a lot. Bauhaus, The Cure.
Well, I mean, it's like the article that you put up, wasn't it? It's so like there's been a big resurgence.
It has. Yeah. But the thing is, the goth look, the goth style was brilliant. Anybody can do it, unless you're fat. But
so we won't be doing it then. We're not starting a band.
Dude, I think we outgrew Fuck Me and Marry Me Young many, many years ago.
I feel so.
Now it's just a case of you got out in the morning go, oh, fuck me.
Do you know what I think's another problem as well? And I think everything's been split up and diluted that much in genres.
Yeah.
There's that much. You are so spoilt for choice, musically wise. But there is wading through the blooming swamp is unbelievable to try and find a good band. And you'll find out half your good bands aren't even on a record label. They're doing something on YouTube and they're doing live bands.
Well, this thing is... Sorry, you go, Steve.
No.
Oh my God. But what you find is, and I mean, I get back to the days of John Peel. You would all have all your commercial shit from like 7 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock at night, 7 o'clock at night. Then after that, you'd the likes of John Peel on Radio 1. John Peel didn't give a shit.
No.
John Peel would get bands on, the unsigned bands, and for being on his sessions, basically, they would get signed up within a matter of weeks. But they were still majority of them are still on the independent labels.
Yeah.
And they were great bands, but because they weren't getting the airplay which the commercial stations were doing from fucking 7 till 6, these bands never really went anywhere. They went underground. And that's the music that we like and still love to this day, is the stuff that went underground. I mean, you even phone up a radio station now and say, just let us know any record you want to hear from fucking 1980s to 19 whatever it is. And you phone them up and say, can you play such and such by such and such? No. Why? Why can you not play it? Because it falls into that range of music that you're saying that you play from fucking 9 o'clock to whatever. We don't have it. We can't play it. What's the point then?
I think a lot of these, especially commercial radios, even Planet Rock is getting so annoying with adverts. They spend more time with the adverts than they do actually playing music, and then you have to put up with bloody DJ talking shit for God knows how long. And then, we're a radio station. Let's put some music on.
You know one that pisses me off is the likes of Absolute Radio, Absolute 80s, Absolute 90s, whatever it is. You will not hear the same. You will not hear the same song twice. This is the no repeat radio station. You will not hear the same song twice from 8 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock at night. No, but you play the same fucking songs Monday to Bastard and Friday.
Yeah,
just in a different order. You're like, you fucking played that yesterday, you bastards. I mean, there's millions of songs out there. It was released in the 80s, 90s, whatever it is. Fucking play something different. And sorry.
I mean, my personal thought on this is the backlash against the Hit Factory. It's taken...
I still say that music went downhill, and I blame Stockaker and Waterman. I really, honestly, I know it sounds silly, but literally from after 1985, the main pop stream has gone whoop.
But we've become homogenized. The Americans did the same thing. We used to take the mick out of them for it.
Yeah.
It was like 70s disco. When that was the thing, everybody was doing a disco track. There was a few that stood out, don't get me wrong, but the majority of them, it could have been the same band.
Yeah, yeah. And you listen to standard radio, you listen to Radio 1, and that's what you're getting. It could be anybody. And you could throw anybody doing these same songs.
Don't get me wrong, I love a range of music. I will listen to a bit of jungle. I will listen to R&B. I will listen to goth.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, the amount of music that I listen to, Jesus.
New Kids on the Block, that's pushing it, Russ. But again,
do you think also, is it that generation thing as well? Are we basically turning into his dads?
No, I honestly think
let's face
we had the better music.
I mean, when you think about it, your dad and my dad, similar kind of age, probably was listening to early 50s music, probably into a bit of the 60s, and then sort of like, what you were listening to that crap for? Are we? Because, I mean, let's face it, we started listening to music late end 70s, early 80s, and all the way through.
Yeah.
Is it because are we getting to that age where we just can't relate to modern music?
So, yeah, I think you might have knocked in the head there. Actually,
I'm not so sure.
We know what we like. I mean, I can always remember my mother and my father. Well, not so much my father. My father was into kind of mod and that kind of stuff. He's that's the kind of music he was into, and my mum was into country and western and all that kind of shit. And obviously, I grew up with that. Fucking Tammy Wynette and Dolly Parton and fucking Kenny Rogers. Shit, do you know what I mean? Going to school looking like fucking Roy Rogers and Trigger. But as I got older, you kind of appreciate that kind of music they were listening to because you knew that they were proper artists.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking now that we're looking at our music now that we listened to back in the day, and we're thinking to ourselves, you know what? what my mum and dad listened to, we were listening to that in the 80s. It was proper music. Now it's too fucking manufactured. And I think it is an age thing as well. You know, we're getting to that stage where...
Also, and Grizz is kind of getting there. When we was teens, we had to hunt for our music. We didn't have Google. We didn't have YouTube. We didn't have on demand. We had to go hunting for music. We heard bands through hearsay. Your mates found out from a mate and a mate who's borrowed a cassette, and you've borrowed that cassette, and you've copied it, and he's copied it, and that. And you listen to the radio, and you find, oh, I like them. And then you find out your other mates like it. When you got a bit older and you could afford to buy records, you'll be at the record, you'll be talking to the counter. Oh, what's new in? Have you got da-da-da? Well, if you like such and such, have you listened to these? And it was that kind of almost a clan.
Well, this is it. And back in the 80s and the 70s, there was the clans. There was the Goths, there was the Grebos, there was the Mods, there was the Skins, yeah? And a lot of that was searching for the music. That got lost. Not necessarily a bad thing. But what we did end up with was music went from small indies to the large corporations. And the bottom line became the profit margin. And they wouldn't invest unless the profit margin was there.
Well, that really peaked round its 70s, that did. That really did peak. I'm on about with the big corporations. I'm on about Capital, EMI, all them lot.
Oh, yeah.
It was really big then. And then it was sort of like towards the end of the 70s, round about where punk started. So you're looking at what,
77, 77.
When all of a sudden you started getting independence being at the forefront, your two tones and things like that. Because if you remember rightly, places like that, it was coming from Brixton and places like that.
Coventry.
Yeah. It was all that. And then all of a sudden people found out, we can make our own records.
100%.
And that is definitely a punk ethos.
But then we went from the indies to the Hit Factory.
Oh, God, yeah.
And from the Hit Factory, we went to fucking Cowell. And then Cowell put Sharon on from the local council estate, who's been auto-tuned to fuck, got a pair of plastic uplifts.
Oh, don't get me started with auto-tuning.
You know, and all of a sudden, everybody thinks they're a rock star.
And the thing is, getting back to her, they listen to Great Rock Roll Swindle. It tells it as it is.
Yeah.
But I would say with modern music, some of it's there, but you've lost that anger. You've lost that.
Yeah, but
this is my story, and I want you to hear it.
Yeah, and the thing again is as well, you've got to remember what we're living in now. We're living in a fucking snowflake society. So the anger that was in music isn't there anymore, because if somebody takes offence to it, they want it fucking banned. I mean, Christ almighty, they want fucking Metallica and everything banned.
It's not just the banning, it's the suing. Well, I wrote that 2 years ago. You've stolen 3 notes from my song. I demand.
Yeah, they literally are doing that, though. I mean, I think it was, what's the ginger haired lad called?
Ed Sheeran.
Ron Weasley.
Yeah.
Leviosa.
But I mean, it's so like 3 chords. Well, 4 chords. Most songs are but 4 chords. There's only so many variations that you can do with that. And let's face it, I write songs. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're not ever going to get published or all like that. But I write songs, and you do sort of like, I like this, got some lyrics together, and then you think, have I heard this song before?
Back up, with no box, Apple Tunes.
Well, yeah, no, you can, yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, all right, yeah. Many moons ago.
The Verb made no money from bits. I can well believe it, but what an album. I can still listen to that and the hairs go up on the back of my neck. See ya.
Bittersweet Symphony. I still love that.
Yeah.
But saying that was nicked off at Rolling Stones.
But it happened back in the 60s.
Of course it did.
Baby, You're Out of Time. Originally done by the Rolling Stones. It wasn't them that made it famous.
Oh, God, it's always been done. Always. I mean, let's face it. Like I said, there's basically four chords.
Yeah.
I mean, but the best one is the blues. I mean, you listen to the blues, blooming heck, there's more rip-offs of the song, and they just change the lyrics. That's all they do.
Oh, Tutti Frutti. There's all sorts of stuff. Smoked Out Lightning. I think that was an original. That was based on a 1910 blues, wasn't it? But,
I think, and also with modern music, it's too clinical.
Yeah.
It's too overproduced. It's not raw enough.
It's lost the anger.
Somebody
let's face it, needs to waggle the willy at somebody.
If you're auto-tuning somebody that can actually sing, what's the point? What is the point of auto-tuning? I do not get it.
Well, let's be right. Modern music, if it's got drug use in it, it ain't going to get on the pop chart. It's probably a hip-hop song or a grime or something like that. Well, Mother's Little Helper, that was about the Valium surge. Yeah. You got Ruby Tuesday, Brown Sugar. You'd never fucking get away with Brown Sugar these days. I mean, that...
No, you wouldn't. If you've listened to some of these songs, these hip-hop songs, and they're talking about fucking sex and rape and, one talking about a fucking vajayjay and all the bloody rest of it, you're like, what the fuck? But they ban all this other stuff. It pisses me off when you listen to the fucking Stranglers on the likes of Absolute. Listen to Peaches, it's their version of Peaches, the eighth version, you're like, what the fuck? Is she trying to get out of that clitoris? No. Is she trying to get out of that bikini? No. Fucking leave it. Christ's sake.
Oh, come on. Well, let's face it. If they're going to re-change bloody Roald Dahl, what's music's going to...
Yeah, and the Lord's Prayer and all that other shit.
Yeah.
See, this is what worries me. We're going to lose it.
We're doomed.
No, everything's going to become this pasteurized version. Fuck pasteurized. I want somebody screaming in my face and gobbing all over my grandma.
Give us it right out the other.
I want Friggin' in the Rigging at full volume. I want Master of Puppets. I want Ride the Lightning. I want Fade to Black talking about bloody suicide. There's a message there. There's a reason for those songs. It's not so that some wanker 30 years down the road can change all the saucy bits and try and make some money out of it. Gobbing on my grandma, not gobbling my grandma.
No, he's gobbling his grandfather.
Yeah. That's why he's got a nice party.
Hold on. He was ugly, but he wasn't a goblin.
Are you a goblin? Well, I was last night.
No, I just think it's lost the... I think that's what's appealing. Because when I talk to my son, he listens to a lot of older stuff. And you're like, well, what do you like about it? And he went, it's just got more to say. I don't want to hear about Facebook. I don't want to hear about the cute bloke down the road. I want something that, a bit of a story, a bit of ooh, a bit of ah, At the
end of the day, you always want... It's like, we can say this now, retrospective. When you listen to certain songs, it's a memory. And it sparks a memory. You'll remember that first kiss, or when you went somewhere, that first nightclub that you went to. You will always remember the song. When you were out with your mates and you were having a damn good laugh, and that certain song you all sang, and it was so like, are you really going to sing all these kind of songs to modern day music?
Hold on, dude. Most of my club nights ended up in a sort of rainbow haze.
Well,
I don't remember Tap All.
I was talking to my niece Holly the other day, and I always try and take an interest in what the little ones are listening to and that lot. I said, "So what are you listening to?" And she couldn't name the band.
And that's the other thing, single tracks. People don't buy albums anymore. They get the track.
Do you know what? When I mean, I'm not so bad now, but I'm going to say that I am that bad now. I used to know everything. Pink Floyd, you could name any album, and I knew who produced it. I know whereabouts they recorded it. I knew who played the saxophone, who the backing singers were, everything.
You needed some club nights.
No, because I used to have a vinyl record.
Yeah, you would do that
with the sleeve.
And you'd read the lot.
Yeah.
Everything, all the bits. I used to even look out for, and I still do it on vinyl records. The people that master the actual vinyls, they used to leave in the out groove little messages. Yeah. And there's loads of them to look out for.
Well, the Iron Maiden albums, there was always a thank you to Dr. Death Riggs. You know, it was always the little bits like that I loved. The Marillion script for Jester's Tear. That was one of my favourites.
Yeah, look at it as well with the some of the messages that they're putting into albums, but they're putting in reverse.
Oh God!
And you could do it in LP because you just had to put your needle back on and turn the LP backwards. You can't fucking do that with a CD.
Ringo is the devil. Ringo is the devil.
Your mother sucks up cocks in hell. Right, guys, we have come up to the hour. Are we going to say our goodbyes?
Yeah, we'll floof the boys first.
Don't forget, after us, it's Vic and the gang.
Yeah, get yourself over there at 9 o'clock, chaps, right after us, and support the boys because they support us. Sometimes.
Put your cast us questions in quick.
Yeah, definitely get them cast us questions in.
Indeed.
So, and if you haven't, I want to give Vic a shout out. It's not often I do this, but he's just released his Vaping 101 3-parter, all about nicotine. Go and watch it. It is absolutely brilliant. He's done a cracking job. So it's a proper little documentary. Really did enjoy it. So fist bump there, Vic, if you're watching.
Let's see.
Oh, shit. Yes, Kevin. Russ Morgan's asking when the next quiz is going to be. Possibly next month at some time, I would think.
Yeah, probably next month.
Yeah, it's mine this time, so.
Oh, that's fucking Martin. I fucked then. Anyway, better say goodbyes quickly. Guys, thanks so much for joining us again on what's looking like to be the start of spring. It's quite mild out there at the moment. Anyway, yeah, thanks so much for joining us. I hope you like the new format that we're trying to do. And again, we've asked you umpteen times if there's any kind of subjects that you want us to talk about. Please message us, let us know. Because it gets to the stage where sometimes we feel as if we're scraping the bottom of the barrel to try and come up with stuff. Hence the reason we've got this new format that we're trying to bring in, talk about stuff that's current, that's in the news, that maybe entertainment, movies, book, blah, blah, anything at all. But if you guys out there see something you think, I would like the boys to talk about that, please do messages and let us know. But anyhow, come and join us again next Thursday for more of the same with another 3 different topics. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. And I'll pass it over to Stephen.
Guys, thank you. You didn't have to. You were here. We love you for it. Ben M, big shout. Dude, enjoy your juice. Like Stevie said, there's a Facebook group. There's Twitter. We're all over the bloody place. Instagram. Drop us a line. Why not? Send nudes. Yes.
Movies.
Thank you for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed it. I'd like to discuss your favourite song.
It's crusty, Liz.
I was going to say.
Very crusty.
That's far too stiff a content. Joel loved Mama Vapes, apparently, from Free Rider. If there is anything, give us a shout. Let us know what you think about our opinions on anything we talked about tonight. If there's anything you want to see, within the John Wick, the reboot, or what you're feeling about the old music, it'd been brilliant. And I will hand you. It's been Karen. I'll hand you over to the gaffer. And happy birthday to Jan. Rolls.
Right, guys, thank you for a fantastic show. Guys in chat, thank you so much as well. Want to give a big shout out to, obviously, Project Vapes and Johnny's Juice for the sponsorship and giveaway. Congratulations. I'll get it out. Congratulations to Ben for winning. Don't forget to email the Ohm Service Live Show at gmail.com with your name and address, and I'll pass that over to Project Vapes. Like what both of them have turned around and said, we are on Facebook, and we have now also got a private chat as well, just for the Ohm Service. So you can stick your ideas in there as well if you'd like, or just message one of us. That would be fantastic. But yeah, if you'd like us to talk about something that you're really interested in, or something that's a bit different, let us know. We're here for you. So
Sounds very Ghostbusters. We're here
for you.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
Oh, bless you guys.
Your leisure is my pleasure.
So on that regards, we will let you all disappear to Vicky's room. Bless his little heart. Please send the guys our love and say that we sent you over there. That was
tell Sticky
nice.
Vicky we sent you.
Tell Vic.
Hey Vic, show us your ping pong ball.
Yay!
It's not an egg, it's a ping pong ball.
Right, from myself and my two wonderful hosts, we wish you a wonderful weekend and a fantastic week, and we'll see you back here again 7:30 on Thursday. So from myself and the lads, bye.
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 Play with our twang. Nah. Oh God, we're back to the ping pong ball again.
It's the ping pong bird. Oh my God.
And we're clear.